Hello, my name is Chelsea and I have taught about 150 classes with VIPKID so far. And I am part of a few different Facebook groups and I see the same questions from new teachers or prospective teachers all the time. So I thought it would be helpful to make a video series answering and explaining questions based on my experience. I taught my first class January 22nd this year, and January was slow. February picked up, was still pretty slow because of Chinese New Year, but this past month of March I've been completely booked. And I live in Arizona, so I teach consistently from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., usually 5 to 6 days a week. So I don't teach very much compared to some people who do this full time, but I have another job during the day, so I just do this in the morning. But so far I absolutely love it. I've had awesome kiddos. I've had a great experience with VIPKID. I've never had a problem with my payments. My bookings have been great, but that does seem to vary dramatically depending on the person. No one can seem to figure out why some people are fully booked and others have been 100 days with VIPKID and no classes, so nobody really seems to know. But please do let me know any questions you have about VIPKID, the beginning stages or getting started, and I will do my best to answer your questions because I know there's a lot of information and material when we first get started. So hopefully these videos that I make can help you. Alright, so I really love statistics and just looking at numbers and number crunching. So here are the stats from my first 150 classes. Now you also have to keep in mind I did not add level 1 or level 4 until almost a little more than a month after I started. So that does skew it, but this can just give you an idea of how many classes I'm teaching of each level. And there are a lot of questions I see, and I got the same thing, that after you're hired, you get an email offering you the exclusive level 1 only invite. And a lot of people want to know, should I accept this level 1 only invite, or should I not do that, and then what happens? So I decided to not accept the level 1 only invite because I thought it would limit me. So I went ahead and said I did not want the level 1 invite. I wanted to be certified for beginner levels like my mock mentor had told me. So that did take a while. It took 10 days before I got level 2 and 3 added to my profile, so that was a little frustrating. I had to wait. I don't know why, but it just took 10 days before my level 2 and level 3 showed up on my profile and I got my first booking. But anyway, here are my stats. So for level 1, those are the little guys, very beginning English, they're younger students. I've taught 6% of my classes are with level 1. And then level 2 is my bulk of my classes. I've had 51% of my classes have been with level 2. And then level 3 is, I've had 23%, level 4, 9%. Winter camp, this is an additional certification that was in my teaching portal that you can choose to get if you want. It's about over now. I think the end of March is the last winter camp, but I've heard there's also summer camp you can add. But 9% of my classes so far have been with winter camp, and I've only had 2% trials. I've only taught 3 trials, which some people teach almost all trials, and I'm just always fully booked with regular courses. Those are marked as MC, major course. I'm just always fully booked with major courses, so I've only ever had 3 trials. You can So I know some people get stuck in trial jail where you have to teach 5 trial classes before you can get a regular major course. I didn't do that, so I don't know the full details about that, but this just gives you an overview of the classes that I've been teaching and the types of classes. So this picture is what you will see in your VIPKID portal, and these are the times available that I can teach here in Arizona. So this will change depending on your time zone. This does not show the time that the students are taking the classes. So I have a little chart next to my desk of Beijing time. When I first started, I looked at it a lot, and that was helpful. Now I kind of just have an idea. I know that if I'm teaching at 6:30 a.m. Arizona time, that's 9:30 p.m. Beijing time, so that's pretty late for those kiddos. That's why I can't teach past 6:30 a.m. is the last class that is available to be open, and that's because that class is finishing at 10 p.m. Beijing time, which is late for these kiddos because they all go to school. When you'll see the red spots on the picture, those are called the hot spots or PPT, and that's when you're most likely to get booked. So for me, that's 4 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., and those are the spots that are very likely to get booked. So if you're starting out, I would definitely recommend trying to open those spots. That will help you get bookings if you can. And there are some people that teach also exclusively in the evenings. You can see at the bottom 6 p.m. to midnight, and then up at the top again midnight all the way to 6:30 a.m. So some people do all-nighters. I live in an apartment complex, and I have a ton of neighbors because I'm in an apartment, so the internet here is very slow in the evening. So at 6 p.m. there is no way I could do a class. My internet is too slow. I would be very worried I would get a teacher IT problem. But my internet at 4 in the morning is great. It's very fast. There's no one streaming Netflix or anything, so that's something to keep in mind for when you teach. This is my classroom setup. I just teach in the corner of my bedroom. I use this standing desk. I really love it. I knew I wanted to stand when I first started, so I've always taught from a standing desk. But at first I didn't have an actual standing desk. I just stacked up a bunch of boxes and board games. But then I went ahead and bought this standing desk. It was about $20 and it's really sturdy. Use it every day. Love it. It's great. And another thing I bought, you can see at the bottom of the standing desk, it's kind of hard to see, but I bought a USB hub because my laptop only has 2 USB ports, and I plug in a mouse, the webcam, and my headset, so I didn't have enough. So I bought that port for I think $4 on Amazon, and I've never had a problem with it. I did buy a webcam that works really nice, and I have a headset that is great. If you're curious about brands or where to buy any of those things, you can shoot me an email and I'll send you those links that I used. And you can see in my background, I just have a lot of stuff I printed off the computer. There's spring pictures. And then I also use a lot of magnets. I use neodymium, if that's how you pronounce it, magnets, and those are stuck to the wire rack I have back there in the corner. That's what organizes all of my teaching aids and rewards. I can go into more details about those magnets and what I use for teaching later if that's helpful for someone.